Hey guys, and welcome back to Vermont Wildlife Science Station. I wanted to give you a first-hand look at what it's like to get ready to take care of an intake. We get mice, rats, and pigeons very routinely here at Vermont Wildlife Science Station. A lot of the times they're injured, many times they're orphaned. And since we got a call for an orphan mouse today, one thing that we're definitely going to want to do is show you what we do when we get a call. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, I'm going to get some supplies and get ready for the intake. Our filing work is done and I'll grab that for you. Here's what one of our files look like. Yes, I have a little logo. I have all this cool stuff. And we have just some routine stuff like orphan care sheets, which look like this. And I can put a copy of this all on the website when I make a website, and you guys can check out how we fill things out. But we start with the call, and we do a report, and we start making a file on the intake. I'll put this back. One of the other things we do when we're on a call is we write things down on the whiteboard here. As you can see over on this side there, we have a lot of information just kind of jotted down, and let's take you guys over and show you that. We usually try to take the name of the person who found it, how big the animal is, do they have their eyes open, kind of estimate how old they are, all sorts of like information to let us know what's going on. That way, I'm so sorry guys, I have a little chocolate from this morning. That way, we'll be able to know exactly what we're doing. I just got to adjust you guys a little bit, sorry. When we're taking in a rehab case, you're okay, you're fine, you just slid a little. You're okay. I don't have a tripod, guys. You're literally pressure bandaged to one of my painting easels, so with a selfie stick. I'm trying to understand what those things are. Okay, keep going. We're good. Blooper reel, I promise, one of these days. So the next thing we're going to do now that we have all the information is we get a tank like this one here, warmed up. As you can see the red light here. This is getting warmed up right now. Baby mice cannot regulate their own body temperature until they're about 8 to 12 weeks old, roughly there. When they're weaned off their mom, you keep them on the heat for a little while longer, and then they're good to go. Hopefully, because this one does seem to have its eyes open, we might be able to get it in, rehydrate it, maybe give it some formula every 4 hours or so, and then we can easily get it onto food, into normal bedding, off the heat, and it'll be released in a couple of weeks. And it's pretty much self-sufficient. We have a lot of bottles here, all kinds of stuff here. We're going to need our scale, so that's one thing that we grab. And I'll show you guys up close. We have a couple different scales, but this is one of the ones we use for baby mice. It's got a little deep inset here. It just turns on and off, just like that. And it gives us, in grams, how much the baby weighs. We take that down, we put it in their file. That way we know exactly how much food to give it. So I'm going to put that here on my desk because we're going to need to use this desk area as a triage until I can get a small folding area here for triage. The next thing we have to do is we have to find our jars that we mix up electrolyte and formula in. I like to get them both mixed at the same time and put them in the fridge, get them ready to go. So I'm going to take out some of our supplies here. And I think I may have, I hope I have, at least a couple of my jars in here. If not, I'm going to have to go out and grab some. That looks to be the case. So, we don't have our jars in here. Hold on for a sec, guys. I do apologize. I do have music going because I like to relax to music. And just put that there. So I don't have jars in here. I'm going to have to go out and get some jars, but that's okay. We have plenty of them in the kitchen. Usually like little cherry jars, pickle jars, things like that. So we'll mix up some KMR, kitten milk replacer, and some Fox Valley. Get back in there, mate. Come on. Don't you hurt my feelings now. There we go. And some Fox Valley formula electrolyte, excuse me. And that will go for, 24 hours. And we definitely want to rehydrate before we feed. The next thing we do is we grab a 1 ml syringe and a nice long miracle nipple. These are slightly dusty, so I am going to give them a bit of a wash before we attach, but we have a standard 1 ml syringe, right here. I'm so sorry, I'm not a good camera person. And let's see if I can get that to focus for you a little bit better. Not the best. Come on, focus. There we go. And just a little miracle nipple, just like that. Again, not the best focus, I do apologize. So we use this and this for feedings, and we change this out every day, once a day. This goes for an entire day's worth of feeding from 8 a.m. to midnight, and then we go again with a fresh one and a clean nipple 8 a.m. to midnight. Thank you. Sorry guys, we have a new kitten. He's a little rambunctious, have to keep an eye on him, but he's a good boy. So I'm going to put these in with that. Everything's going to get a bit of a clean because it's a little dusty in here right now. The room needs a good spring cleaning, and hopefully pretty soon we'll be able to open these windows and get some fresh air in here. Whew. We are up to a lovely 40 degrees though, so we're doing good. So once we get the baby in situated, we start warming. We check with the old pinch trick like we do in our knuckles, like this. Let me turn you this way away from the sunlight a little bit. That might help you. Getting some pretty bad glare, and I don't know why. I'm so sorry, guys. But we do the pinch test right here, like on our knuckle. And if the baby's hackle on her neck or their back or whatever stays up, it means they're dehydrated. We need to get them some fluids. We start heating them, getting them hydrated, and once they start showing signs of being really well off, then instead of hydration, we mix to formula. And once we go to formula, which is usually KMR, that works great for mice, baby mice, then we just go every 4 hours until they can wean off to food. And believe me, guys, when I say once their eyes are open, they can technically start weaning immediately, because I've had so many babies. I've had one named Buddy who weaned very, very quickly, and I have two that are in my care right now. They're permanent residents. They became humanized. Unfortunately, that's a risk. And they weaned very quickly, and their names are Peep and Pop. I'll introduce you to all of our mice that we have that live with us pretty soon. You'll see pictures, videos, whatever. Pip, you'll love. He has one eye. His left eye is gone. We got him that way. I don't know if he was attacked by a bird or a cat, but we caught him in our own home. Not here, but when we used to live in the other place. And he ended up being disabled. So we kept him. And he's still living a happy life, pampered like a little prince, and he's just such a good boy. For a wild-caught mouse, he's such a good boy. He doesn't bite. He holds my hand while I'm cleaning his cage. Very sweet, very beautiful baby. But baby mice, it doesn't take a long time for them to wean, which is excellent for us, because at this point we'll be able to get the baby here, hydrate it, give it some formula, and then if she starts showing signs of wanting to chew, we can test her out on some food. If she starts taking to the food immediately and we can get her onto the water bottle immediately, then we can just replace her bedding with from these little fleece blankets, which I could always use more of. Guys, if you have any spare fleece in your house and you'd like to send it to me, let me know. Mention it in the comments below. I'm so sorry, I'm a little stuffed up today. Mention it in the comments below. Hey, I've got some fleece blanket I'd like to donate, or hey, how can I help? We'll get into that a little bit later on. We'll move them from fleece blanket into a soft white bedding, which we house all of our animals in, and that will inevitably get them kind of into adulthood. They'll be in the soft paper bedding until they're old enough and strong enough to be released out into the wild. We have a big, beautiful, vast 2.3 acres and a lot of forest around us. The fact that some people go, well, you know, there's the boy. The fact that some people go, well, you know, you're only raising them to feed other animals. You're right. You know, baby mice, they're beautiful, they're cute, they're their own beautiful thing. We've talked about this once before, that there is a complete food web, not just a food chain, but a food web out in the world. And we have to make sure to maintain that food web. If that means that a baby mouse needs to be raised to adulthood so that it can go outside and do its mouse life, part of that mouse's life is becoming food for other animals. One thing that we vehemently don't want people to do, just don't do it, is to poison mice in your home. If you feel the need to be rid of them that badly. You have a couple of options. You can do live trapping, or you can do snap traps. I don't like snap traps, but if you need them gone like that, please don't use poisons, because when you throw the mouse's body out, another animal is going to eat that mouse. Many animals, including birds of prey, endangered birds of prey no less, eat mice. Whether they're dead or alive, they're going to eat carrion, which is already dead food. And that is going to pose a problem. When you use poisons, something called secondary poisoning takes place. Let's say red-tailed hawk. We have a lot of beautiful red-tailed hawks around here. As a matter of fact, the other day I saw an eagle, bald eagle, very beautiful. You poison the mouse. It's dead. You fling its body outside. Let nature take it. The problem is nature will take it, and that poison is not going to get out of its system. It is there. It is contained in this mouse now. The mouse is now the vessel of the poison. So this red-tailed hawk is going to come down and go, ooh, free meal. He's going to get it. He's going to take it to the nest. It could be a female or a male. It could take it to the nest. It has chicks. It's going to rip pieces off. It's going to get that poison in its mouth. It's going to feed it to its babies. And then the whole family could die. So we want to prevent secondary poisoning, guys. So please don't use poisoning. If you must eradicate a mouse or a rat problem in your home, try to find as humane of a way to do it that will not go down the food web. Snap traps aren't humane, but they are a way to do it. Another way is to prevent the animals from getting in. So make sure your house is pretty tightened up. Make sure there's no ways they can get in. And one way to do that is to contact a wildlife exclusionist, or an exterminator, or somebody who might be able to help you tighten your house up, and the animals then cannot get in and get into your area. The problem is, guys, is that when you live, and you want to live out in the country because it's beautiful, you live in the forest, the woods, you have deer, you have rabbits, you have beautiful animals, and you love seeing them. The problem is it's not your house. You're moving into their house. You know, you can't go into their habitat and then wonder why they're coming to your backyard or into your home. That's just the way it is, right? So you have to find a way to coexist. I do it by the use of live trapping. I have a rat trap, which we caught Emil in this past fall. And I have mice traps that are non-harmful. I house them during the winter. It's very simple, with a glass fish tank and a screen lid, some mice food, and some soft bedding and a bottle. You can give them a wheel, you can give them a hut to hide in. They're generally very quiet, very sweet little animals. And as long as you're careful when you're cleaning and you wear gloves and stuff, or you wash your hands a lot, you're safe. Don't be afraid. I know hantavirus is in the news right now. I get that. It's the unfortunate circumstances that just transpired with a wonderful, beloved actor. Yeah, I get that. It is scary, but there are different factors. So go and study that part of zoonosis if you need to understand that there are different factors as to how the hantavirus works. I will be very shortly getting a zoonosis book. I might actually suggest you guys do it too, but we might do videos on hantavirus to kind of help people, you know, understand it a little bit better, and that it's not just an instant gone. Sorry about the sound effects, but so, you know, there's a lot of factors, guys, but if you don't feel like you can do it, contact a rehabber like me, especially one that works with rats and mice like I do. I work with non-protective species until I can get my permit, and when I'm able to get my permit, then I'll be able to work with other small non-vector rabies vector species like squirrels, chipmunks, rabbits, and possums and the like. And if you are having a problem with rats and mice, contact me. If I'm not in your area, I will still help you with information and at least teach you some things on how to prevent mice and how to care for them if you need to, or whatever. Mice are not a protected species, so you can openly care for them without getting in trouble. If you have a mouse, it's a baby or whatever, and you want to learn how to take care of it like I do, contact me. I don't bite, and I'll happily answer your questions, or I'll do if I can get enough subscribers, if I can get at least 50 subscribers, guys, I'll be able to do live streams, which means I'll be able to answer your questions live. And I can do a live Q&A, and that way you guys can, you know, ask me things live, I can answer you live, and I'll try to get to everybody's questions. But if that doesn't happen right now and you have a question and you'd like me to answer it with a video, let me know in the comments below and I will be able to do that. I've been rambling on for 15 minutes. We have about 2.5 hours before the lady comes by, unless she gives me information that the baby has passed away beforehand. He's a little bit of a naughty. Who's drinking? I just heard somebody drink. What's Neil? He loves to go over and see the rats and mice. So if you hear a clunk, it's just him getting up on the cages to take a look. I've been rambling on for 15 minutes. I have 2.5 hours to get ready. So I'm going to give these things a bit of a wash. I'm going to mix up some electrolyte and formula, and we might come back with another video of me actually intaking the baby and treating it and weighing it and all that. And you guys will be able to follow me through this journey, and you can see what I do. Until then, guys, stay safe, stay warm. Maybe it'll get a little warm today so we can open those windows a bit. Yeah. And we'll catch you next time here at Vermont Wildlife Science Station. See ya. If the button worked. Sometimes it doesn't like to work. I try to have a remote button to help me turn it off. It's clearly not working today. That's okay though. See you guys next time at Vermont Wildlife Science Station.